Hello, my people. You're welcome once again. It's your man Santa Claus. How you all doing now? Well, today is a good day for me. I'm very happy today, and it gives me great pleasure to be amongst the living today. I hope you are doing fine too. Hope you are coping. How is the preparation for the Easter? Ah, we go chop rice, beans, and fish. That one day. Today we'll be looking at a very vital topic: the problem with Nigeria. Ha! Wahala dey o. But it's well. We'll try as much as possible to do justice. Now, what is Nigeria? Nigeria is a conglomeration of various empires brought together by the colonial masters as one single entity. Before the coming of the colonial masters, we have the Kanem Borono Empire, we had the Arochukwu, we had the Benin Empire, we had the Kwararafa Empire, we had lots and lots of empires. But in 1804, the Usman Danfodio Jihad now brought most of northern Nigeria into the Sokoto Caliphate and made it a single entity. Then it was now the rest or the southern parts that was scattered and stuff like that. Then it was in 1900 that the British officially bought Nigeria. They bought Nigeria, like they bought it, got the unrestricted license to do business, sign treaties, and do whatever they want in Nigeria. That was after the Berlin Conference. Then in 1914, the northern and southern protectorates were amalgamated into one country. The colonization process went on, and then in 1960, independence was granted, not earned. Nobody gives freedom on a platter of gold, but ours was given to us on a platter of gold. Perhaps which is the reason why we have so many issues up and down. Now, what is really the problem with Nigeria? In trying to identify these problems, we would look at it into two categories, which is the external factor and the internal factors. Now, under the external factors, we have the colonial ties. The colonial masters were the ones that gave us independence on a platter of gold, but they left their how will I even put it? They left their residues here. They left their companies, the Royal the one we call PZ. They left their policies. They left like an instruction manual for us to follow while operating as a nation. Of course, we as loyal servants that were so happy that were being granted independence had no choice than to accept these terms and conditions. The economic sector has been dominated by the Westerners, but they use the black people as front men. They push them in the front like that, and then, but these people are actually working for them. So colonial tie is a very big problem. It is neo-colonialism also. You can call it imperialism, but whichever name you call it, it means the same thing. The control of your country by another power greater than it. So these people influence our policies. Whenever we formulate policies that are supposed to help us grow, and they see that it is in conflict with theirs. It is the case of laws and bylaws. The bylaws always have to go down for the laws. So our own policies are the bylaws, their own policies are the laws. So we have to bend down to them. So that is also a factor, the external factor, one of those points in the external factor, which is the influencing of policies, manipulation of policies by the Western powers. Now we also have brain drain. In essence, all the sharp minds that are within this country, they take them out, groom them, build them, make them useful to themselves, and they don't allow these people to come back home and develop their own home countries. And should they stubbornly say they want to come back, they inject them little injections. They come back here, they don't survive so long, they die with a lot of secrets. This has always been a problem and will continue to be a problem. Well, enough of putting blames on foreigners. Let us now look down into our own selves, which are the internal factors for the reason why we are having so much problems. First and foremost, we will talk about tribalism. The ethnic groups in Nigeria are too enormous. They should be approaching 1,000 by now, each having their own way of thinking, having their own way of doing things, having their own language, and having different way of life, different cultures. So putting all of these people together in one place without teaching them how to coexist brings conflict, because there are some things in my own culture that are accepted that in your own culture they are not accepted. And the love of tribe, because this person is from this tribe, I will accept him. It's not from that tribe, I won't accept him. Okay, even the one that are even in your own state of origin together, we have distinctions. They will say it is not there, we are not from the same local government. So these things are problems to Nigeria, and it is really causing us problem. The other point we'll look at is religion. You know, the religion issue is cannot be overstated, because under the religion we have Christianity and Islam. These are two religions that are on loggerheads with each other. This whole problem started from the West, when the Ottoman Empire and then the Constantinople, that is the Western, they were fighting. So they extended their theater of war to we here Africa. Usman Dan Fodio came with his own religion, the Westerners came with their own religion. Usman Dan Fodio came from the north, the Christian missionaries came from the south. So they now met at the middle belt, which is the melting point of Nigeria. Now both of them want to proceed. The Christians want to proceed and take over from the north, the Muslims want to proceed and take over from the south. It is causing problems. I can't even date a Hausa girl. My first love was an Hausa girl. Damn, she was so beautiful. But we couldn't work out. She dumped me for someone else that is a Muslim like her, and it hurts. Can I even think of marrying a Muslim girl? I can't even date one comfortably, much less marrying. That is a big problem also. Then this north and south dichotomy. Now, it's still the same with the religious issue, because the north is predominantly Muslim, while the south is predominantly Christians. They are always mm, mm, mm. They will never settle. I no gree, now in the tear sheds. So it is a problem. The indiscipline is one major problem. Indiscipline. Indiscipline is the misuse of opportunity, misuse of your power, using public public power, or public or something that is meant for the public for your own personal use. You are misusing office. You can say it's indiscipline. You are not disciplined. You are not doing things according to the modus operandi, according to the mode of operation. You say you are indisciplined. You know that this person merits this job, but no, you gave it to someone else because the person gave you a token. Some will call it bribery. Yes, it is a problem. I know most of you has been expecting me to say corruption. I wouldn't say corruption is a problem in Nigeria, because corruption is a worldwide phenomenon. I mean, creating a virus to kill people just for the sake of the population is corruption. I mean, the World Trade Center bombing as an excuse to go for the opium and oil in the Middle East is corruption. We taking stolen money to the Western countries to keep, and they accept it, is corruption. So corruption is not our problem. It is rather indiscipline, because corruption is a worldwide phenomenon. There is no place you will go to that you will not find corruption. Some might say our own is on the high, but it is your own, you know. When you go out there, you see that yours are the one that you are even learning work safe, those kind of things. Then we have I too know, ITK. Aye. When they bring an issue up, you oversabi. Meanwhile, you don't know nothing. Oga, calm down and learn. What is your problem? It's a problem because when you know too much, you do not humble yourself down to learn. And when you do not learn, you can't grow. Learning is a continuous process. Even in death, death itself is a learning process because it's a transition to the other world. Wherever that is, we don't know for now. But we need to really stop this I too know attitude. We have it deep down in us. We need to stop that. Then ignorance. It is only a fool that knows everything, which is almost the same with this I too know. How can you know everything? Are you God? But no. And a typical Nigerian knows everything over sabi, over sabi, over sabi. Okay, calm down and learn. What be your problem? I beg. So we also have this one, but in short, not just one, two. Let's the first one will now be individuals are stronger than institutions in this country. If you remember vividly, during that Oputa panel time, there were some leaders they summoned. They didn't come. You fish out. People that created institutions, that established these institutions now want to come and checkmate them. It cannot happen. It's like I gave birth to my child and my child now wants to come and then tell me that he's happy past me. Make him calm down. At his own time, he will do what he wants to do. So, on the long run, institutions are supposed to be stronger than individuals, but in Nigeria, individuals are stronger than institutions, and this affects the productivity of these institutions because the civil service are institutions, and when you have individuals that are bigger than the institutions, how can it work? The biggest of all our problems, Oga, it is this democracy. How can you carry democracy and then say it is the best system of government in Nigeria? What about the minorities? Okay, let's say in Benue State now, what are the chances of an Agatu man ruling Benue State? In Kogi State, we saw what happened. It was due to the death of Prince Audu Abakar that even gave Yaya Bello the chance to rule. So does it mean that there is no competent person from the minority group to rule? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Perhaps or perhaps not, but it is not just the way forward. This democracy is a failed experiment. It was a failed experiment, it is a failed experiment, and it will continue to be a failed experiment because the next leader, we are still going to be ranting and complaining, which is the best things Nigerians know how to do. If we want to talk about the problem with Nigeria, it is just too much because even the citizens are a problem. We wait for the government to do everything for us. They should wait for the government to tell us to eat self before we start eating now. No one we don't wait. Okay, enough of the blah blah blah. Let us now look at possible ways to sort out these problems. But funny enough, the way forward is not far-fetched. Citizens should break down these artificial boundaries of tribalism, religion, sex, which is rather gender, and then sexist roles. Like I'm a man and this one. We should need to break down all these boundaries. We need to hold love. We need to love ourselves. Only should we be if we can be able to love ourselves, then we can progress. Because in a house that they are always quarreling, there is little or no progress in that house. But any house that they are always smiling and peaceful, that house will surely be a progressful house. We need that peace and progress in Nigeria. And we can only achieve this if we stop looking at ourselves like someone from Benue State, someone from Kogi, someone from Taraba, someone from there, someone from that, but see ourselves as Nigerians. We need to imbibe that spirit of patriotism into our daily lives. It is not about what the country can do for you. What can you do for the country? Because eventually, when you do for the country who does gives you back. Even though it doesn't give you back, it gives to your children or your children's children. We almost learn how to sacrifice. We need to stop this I too know attitude. When you know too much, you end up losing new ideas. Humble yourselves to learn more. Even a 10-year-old child can teach me something and I will learn. In as much as there's logic and reason in what that child is saying, I will give that child the due respect that child deserves. Age is not a criteria for respect. Nigerians, we love respect more than the devil. We love to be feared. We just want to be seen as big, and you want to be more than your neighbor. I want to pass my neighbor. Harima, we even named a small margin, I pass my neighbor, because we love a pompous life. We take it that we are more than you, so let us live better than you. Instead of saying that, okay, I am better than you, here is a helping hand, take it and grow. We need to do a lot of things, though. And we need to stop copy. Anything the white man does or Igbo man does, we want to do. Recent one now is wearing of masks. They say there is coronavirus, we haven't seen it, and they are spending trillions. They have even burnt the actual general's office so that those papers will be missing. It is all the love of the money, and this I want to get rich quick attitude in us is taking us to our early graves, and it is not going to help us. We need to do a lot of things also, like we need to stop this do or die politics. We need to reorientate ourselves about political participation. We need to learn about our rights as citizens, and we need to know about the limitations of our leaders also. Ha. The remedies are plenty, but the one that is of most importance to me is bringing down democracy. Democracy doesn't fit this our society. What Nigeria needs is a confederation. Now, what is a confederation? It's a system of government whereby the central, that is the regional government, have powers more than the central government. Now we have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Why not grant all these geopolitical zones autonomy? The southeast, southwest, south-south, northeast, northwest, north-south, all of them, just give them north central, give them their own territory where they will have autonomy. They can have their own individual police. They can function as a single body, having autonomy but not independence. Then each regional government would have a leader. You can call the person a governor or whatever title the country decides. Then after, when all these leaders from all the geopolitical zones meet together, they form the central government. This central government now will be in charge of foreign affairs, external security, and checking the excesses of these regional governments. The regional governments now will focus on developing their own regions. If we have something like this, the Igbos will not be talking too much again about Biafra, because I want to believe this was the Aburi Accord of Ojuku and Gowon. This was what they discussed in Ghana, but it's just that they didn't really come to agreement concerning um, how they will split or the whole thing. I think Port Harcourt was the melting point there because oil was just discovered at Olubiri then. And moreover, the Northerners felt, oh, these Igbo Nyamari people, they want to be wise and then take over the government from us. But Nigeria has gone past that stage now. We need to put these institutions in order. Only then can we achieve true progress. What I am only saying is not a guarantee that there will not be problems again. As humans, as social animals, as political animals, problems problems are part and parcel of our lives. But let there be progress in as much as there are problems. Now we say there is no money, there's no money, there's no money, but we are still doing things. We are still eating. We are still buying cars. We're still marrying. We're still building houses. Yes, that extravagant money is not there, but the bases are there. So even if our country will have problems still, let these basic issues like social amenities, um, self-determination, let us all put that into check. And perhaps if we can do this, our country stands a better chance of winning. We are the giant of Africa, but not by mouth. Eh? We are just like an elder brother who drinks and get drunk in a beer parlor, sleeps there and forgets himself. We need to put our shit together. The road to recovery is certainly not an easy one, and we do not expect it to be easy. We don't need a revolution. A revolution is too much for us to handle. What we need is evolution. We need to grow. We need to evolve. We need to get better. And it starts with ourselves. When we can evolve personally, then we can evolve politically. Or rather, when we evolve personally, we can evolve socially. When we evolve socially, then we cannot evolve politically. Before we cannot evolve economically, then we will now say that yes, we have true independence. At the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a learner. I hope I have been of use to you, and thank you for listening. I'll see you again tomorrow. Ciao, and enjoy your Easter celebration.